Now I know what brain fog is. It's my brain on mold. I feel like I've been like huffing mold for like 3 months, and now I'm like, oof. I think in an earlier video I talked about sort of like wanting a controlled like testing environment, like not wanting to have too many factors affecting how I might be feeling, which of course is like very impossible anyway. But I think that because symptoms of mold poisoning coincide so much with how I'm feeling right now, and so many of these things I had previously attributed to the Dex, now I'm just like really not sure as to how I actually am responding to it. So my hope is that before my next psych appointment that I am able to have like maybe like a good week outside of this environment. I don't really even know if mold poisoning is real. Like I feel like I'm just like such a hypochondriac that I'm like paranoid about being a hypochondriac, so I really like second guess myself. Yeah, like I don't know if mold poisoning is real or not, because like I looked it up online and like one of the first things I saw was this like freaking Goop article. All right, feeling good. My building manager took me around to like 2 or 3 different apartments. The one that I ended up going with is the one that's 2 doors down, which is really good. Like there's no stairs, nothing. Like I'll just be able to move it like 2 doors down. Probably need to take more decks and then sort out like some of the more logistical things. Yeah, just transferring like power and internet and stuff like that. Tomorrow he's organizing for the carpet to be steam cleaned, and then we'll let it dry on Saturday, and then Saturday night he said that he would come around and help me move my mattress and bed, and I was like, yeah, dude, sure, okay, great, go for it. I love that. Yeah, I think this will be the easiest option because it is the closest. This one is really good because it's next to like a maintenance closet and then also like the stairwell, so I think that like not having neighbors is really nice. Like not for me but for them. Like I just feel bad for my neighbors. I'm like always like fucking talking to myself in my house. Vlogging. I feel in much better spirits now that we've got like an action plan and I know what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm just really glad he was like so super chill with it. I guess also he doesn't really want to lose me as a tenant because like I'm a good tenant and like they kind of need tenants right now. See, I told you, when I want something done, I will get it done. Like I will push and I'll just cling on to it until it's done. One thing about me is like, I think it kind of ties into having like no impulse control. And it's basically like, I want this thing and I want it right now. I'm not going to consider any alternative, but it works really well in situations like these where I'm like, this is a high pressure situation, it's extremely challenging and therefore interesting and exciting. I love the thrill, I love the adrenaline, and I'm getting this thing done. Well, I'm psycho. This is the new place. It's basically the same except there's carpet. Sorry, I look like this. The steam cleaner is coming tomorrow. I just want to, fuck me. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everything was the same size. No, actually, I just wanted a reason to come in here and show you guys where I move everything in. Oh, I'm gonna really enjoy having this little window here. And there's no kitchen exhaust. He said that he can sort that for me. And we're gonna swap out this little fucking toy oven thing for something that actually works. Oh, it's cold already. I just can't tell if it's on because there's no light. Oh yeah, okay, there is power. Maybe the fridge is on. Exciting times. I'm very keen to get out of there. I'm very much a let's assess the damage and move forward from here kind of a person. I'm much worse off if I don't know something and I'm in like limbo than if I know how bad something is, because then I can do something about it or freak out appropriately. And I'm very pleased to not be freaking out right now, you know, that much, you know, relative to how I usually am. I'm like pretty stable, pretty normal level of freak out. Yeah, I'm not feeling too terrible about it. All my furniture bits are probably pretty light. Maybe I'll do it like under cover of darkness though. Although I'm sure that my neighbors see me do worse. Everyone's seen me do worse. My executive function is so bad today. Look, tomorrow, frankly, I'm just gonna move my bed and then I will slowly move stuff over. I need the urgency to motivate me to do things. Like, I kind of tried and then I like gave up, obviously. I wish I could be the kind of person who doesn't need to operate last minute on everything. All right, good morning. It's moving day. Property manager is coming by late morning, he said, to help me with like my bed and mattress. I think in the meantime, I'll just try and, I don't know, get started somehow. I really want to be sleeping over there tonight. I mean, to be fair, I'm literally like 2 doors down, so I could just like put my bed there and then like just like kind of live out of here for a bit, but I don't think it'll be great for my health. So let's just get out of here. I can't believe that worked. This is what I'm doing instead of packing. Alright, we're definitely making progress. I decided to make the setup a little bit different. The main reason for the big reshuffle is that this apartment has like a much bigger fridge and it kind of juts out really weirdly. So if I put it there, it's right next to my bed and I sleep on like this end, so it would be really annoying. This way I can like access the sink sort of. So it does mean, because I used this quite extensively for like my plates and bowls and like literally all my cooking stuff, just have to rejig it a bit, but this is it so far. The light in this apartment is a little bit better. I'm just gonna like sort out this mess, and then there's still a bunch of stuff in like the old apartment that I want to slowly start bringing over. I am running out of steam. It's like 4:30. I've been moving since 8:30. That is so many hours. 8 plus 4 equals 12 plus 4 equals 8 hours. I'm on my second text of the day, but I don't think it's really doing anything. I'm so anxious. I think I'm just, it's coffee, Dex, moving. The usual chicken place that I order from is out of chicken. So I hope that this will do me the same way. Update, just had some feud. I know that I shouldn't be in any rush to move everything over from the other apartment because he said I can take my time. And he also said, don't try to do everything at once. Don't stress. I literally cannot. I mean, come on, like I've just got to do it all at once and in the most counterintuitive order ever. But you know what? I've moved many a time like this. I have mold poisoning in my defense. I'm breathing heavily because I just put that rug under all this furniture without actually removing any of it. I also got punched in the head by my own gloves because I was trying to lift it from there to slide the thing under it. I deserve this. Yeah. Hi. I think I just own too much shit. Can I just have a simpler life? Like, I really just don't... What is wrong with me? Is this an ADHD thing, or do I just have problems? I think I just have problems. I've just locked up the other place. This is everything in my tiny, like, what seems like 1 meter by 1 meter apartment. And now to put it all away, just hide all the clutter so that I forget about it until the next time I have to move. No human being uses this many things. Like, my life is like literally just like disguising how much of a mess everything is. It is 9 o'clock now. I've been moving for over 12 hours. I've been moving for 12 and a half hours. I'm just gonna like slowly spend the rest of the night tidying up these things. I had 2 full tablets of Dex, and also my property manager, building manager guy brought me like this huge ass coffee and an almond croissant. I think so I won't like sue him for making me breathe in mold spores. Like, this is unnecessary. Like, why did I do this instead of dealing with everything else, you know? Like, this as well. Like, what is this? Like, what? This is me hoping that tomorrow morning I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh yeah, everything's fine. And I'll get up, turn around and literally just see like all this shit. Hello, it's the day post move. I think I was a bit too overstimulated yesterday, so I didn't get any sleep. Like, I think I got about 2-3 hours, but it's my fault for having Dex and coffee. Super sore everywhere. Oh, I don't usually, like, I don't want to order food all the time. And I know I ordered yesterday, but it's just so, like, I just can't go to the shops right now because I'm so tired. I've been huffing green, white and black mold for probably 2 months. I spent like, I think 11, 12 hours yesterday moving, and I think my body is definitely not used to that level of exertion. Like, all my muscles are so sore. I actually had to like, it was getting to 5 a.m. and I still couldn't get to sleep, so I got up and like I took some Panadol and like Phenergan, which I just found like while I was like arranging my stuff, but it didn't really help very much. Like, usually that makes me super drowsy, but I think like, yeah, obviously my body was a bit thrown off by the number of stimulants I had in my body, and B, I don't know, I either like go too hard or I can't go at all, and I just feel like yesterday I went extremely hard. Like, I actually have moved every single thing that I want to keep out of that apartment. So like, now that apartment has like a few boxes for donation, a few things that I'm selling, and apart from that, it's like ready to, you know, I'll just go over it and clean. Although I'm not really, I'm kind of like reluctant to do the deep clean I usually would do, like at like an end of lease thing, because I feel like all like the heavy duty mold and everything, and like I feel like they should get a professional in for the rest of the stuff, because I've been breathing that stuff in for long enough. Like, I don't want to, yeah, I don't know. I can't even get up to do this. I'm like filming this like on my bed. I woke up at like 9 because I couldn't sleep. I woke up and I was really hungry as well, because the last time I ate was like at around like 4:35 yesterday when I had that chicken. So yeah, there's like nothing open because it's like so early on a Sunday morning. So I literally ordered from like Baker's Delight. Like, I didn't know they did Uber, but it was kind of what I needed. Like, I just wanted like comfort food. My whole body is so like, it feels so heavy. Like, it took me ages to get out of bed. I was so anxious yesterday. I literally like picked off all of my nail polish. Some of my nails are like in terrible condition. Yeah, I was just really not having it yesterday, but I did a lot. Hold on, I'm gonna try to get up and then I'll show you the carnage from yesterday. I have a really weird way of like I'm good at moving because I've moved so many times, but yeah, like, oh, let's turn you around. Everything is like, most things are in their place. Like, the pantry's all done, this built-in is done, that built-in is done, that's done. So basically what I do is I sort of like zone all the bits of furniture, because like it's all slightly different to how I had it before, because this used to be in the kitchen area, but this fridge is too big, so it kind of threw everything off. So I've had to like do a big rejig of everything, and yeah, this is like the only place the fridge can go, even though I can like barely get to the sink, but it's fine, I'll fit. And then what I do is like I put everything in its place, and then everything that doesn't have a home yet, I kind of need like, I put it all in like one place so that everything else is clear, so that I can then draw from here. And this is like the pool from which I draw on. So that's sort of like how I manage it. I really, really, really don't think it's a good idea for me to push myself today, because I went really hard yesterday. I mean, I probably could take a bunch of decks and like keep going, but I think that would be extremely bad. Yeah, that's sort of where we're at, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to like detox from the mold. I also don't know how good my liver function is, because I don't believe in like detox in the sense of like drinking like lemon tea or something. Like, I believe that your body should be able to naturally detox if it's healthy, but I don't really feel very healthy at the moment, so I'm not sure about my capacity to do that. You know, you're so tired. Like, also because my old mattress, he said, oh, it might have mold in it, and I was really paranoid, so he's getting rid of that for me, which is so good, because then I don't have to get rid of it. And he found me another mattress, because like, so apparently these apartments used to be like for the army, which makes sense because they're all like little studios, so you can imagine like individual soldiers or like bunks or something. Like, it would kind of makes sense for how tiny the space is. There's like this huge like kind of mess hall, and then a bunch of other apartments where he's just got like tons and tons and tons of furniture, because I guess it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, he took me in and we were like looking at different mattresses and stuff like that, because he just is like a hoard. But yeah, it was like a new mattress, and it felt really different to the one I've been sleeping on for like most of my adult life, so obviously that was new, but I kept like sinking into it. It was quite comfortable. I kept like sinking into it, and just like every part of my body hurt so much. I just really didn't believe, no, I always knew like after 25 it's all downhill from here, but like honestly after 25 your body's capacity to recover is like, oh. And like also I think it's just really thrown off by the fact that like I have so many other health things that I'm dealing with as well. So I don't even know what is what at the moment. But I'm just gonna try take. No, I'm not taking care of myself. I'm literally eating bread. Like I'm just like eating bread because I don't like, I just can't do anything right now. I feel extremely rubbish, and I wonder if it feels worse before it feels better when you do, like when your body starts like getting rid of all the mycotoxins. When we lifted up my mattress, and I was like, what's this stuff on the floor? And he's like, you don't want to know. And then he like immediately like scrubbed it off and got me to disinfect everything. And I was thinking, I've been sleeping above that for months, and that was stuff that was invisible to me because it was under my mattress. So that's not to mention all the stuff that was visible to me, and I was just living like that for like way too, like, I mean obviously other people have like, there's definitely been worse mold situations, like even I've seen worse, but anything more than like a little bit I think is pretty bad, and it would have gotten a lot worse. So I'm really glad that I got to relocate so fast. And so like, I don't know, I really like this flat. It's exactly the same as the other one. It feels smaller for some reason, but I think it's because of the way that I've configured my furniture, but it's fine because it's enough space for me and I have room for everything. It's also been a good opportunity to like get rid of a bunch of stuff, and like all there's a bunch of stuff that I had that kind of has like mold damage, and I really was like, I don't really want to salvage a lot of this because I don't want to spend a lot more time like treating mold and like being around it. So a lot of the stuff I just discarded if I thought that I couldn't like save it. I've gone through so much vinegar. And yeah, it just made me realize like when things were damaged, which things I was really upset about, and then which things I actually tried really hard to keep, and which things I was just like, I don't have the energy to deal with this. I did take a little bit of Dex, just half a tablet, because I took like 2 full ones yesterday. So I took half with my usual morning medication just to get me out of bed. I mean, now I'm up, and I think like when I'm filming or like talking to someone, I do feel a bit more active because I have it in this thing in me where I'm like, oh, like you're engaging with someone, you got to be like active and engaged. So I think like I hype myself and I get more energy just from like talking to no one apparently. One thing though is like, this fucking fridge is so loud. Oh my god. I mean, it's really nice to have like a much bigger fridge, but it is so fucking loud. Like, why are you so loud? And it's unnecessary. I was like near catatonic last night. Like there was like, I mean, if this looks bad, it was way worse last night. Like I could barely kind of move through the space. At least like now I've got sort of like a little thoroughfare, but I was like, okay, before you sleep, at least put everything onto one surface so that you know this is like all the stuff you have to sort. Otherwise, if you have little bits everywhere, you'll get overwhelmed, because I don't know which area of mess to address first. So I make one big mess and then I slowly like pull things away from that mess and put them where they need to go, and somehow that works for me. So I'll do that maybe another time, but I think today I really need to just let myself rest, maybe have a lot of water. I don't know, like what are you meant to take for mold poisoning? Like what do I ingest? Do I ingest anything? Oh, I was just like sick with exhaustion. Like I think I made myself sick because I went like way too hard, and I was like going so like aggressively, and he kept being like, you know, you don't have to do it all in one day, like take your time, I don't need the place back, it's fine, we're just gonna get the builders in and sort it out, like the mold thing, but like, you know, just take your time, take as long as you need. And he was being like, so like he was trying to calm me down, and I was just like, no, I don't do it all day. And like, I mean, I have done it all today, like because I know I can. Usually when I move once with the mover, with the big bits of furniture, and then I usually have like more fragile bits or bits that aren't really boxed up properly, plus like my plants, 2 trips. Whereas like, because it's literally 2 doors down that way, sometimes I'll like be carrying like 1 glass and then like a couple of hangers, and be like just like wandering around, because like I would like every time I go through a doorway, it's like my brain resets or something, so I like completely forget what I'm meant to do. So I'll just like go from one apartment to the other, and then when I get to the other apartment, I'm like, what was I doing? And then I just like stand there like catatonic for like 45 minutes, like kind of staring at everything, going like, Oh my god, I have such bad executive dysfunction. And then just like randomly being like, okay, just grab something and move. Just grab something and move. Okay, just like go. Just go. You cannot just stand here. So yeah, definitely though, like the last place was feeling really hostile to me, like just as a bad energy. I don't know, probably mold. It was a very hostile environment for my body, clearly. I mean, sore throat, the breathing, the sneezing, like even like my skin, felt like especially like sensitive to everything. Like everything was just bad, and the place was just like an attack on me. Poor me, woe is me. Good evening. I got up, had some food, had like a bunch of bread, and then I ended up going to sleep until around like 8 o'clock, which was so good. Like I think I really needed that. I feel a lot less. I mean, I still feel a bit like nauseous. I don't know why, and I feel like a bit sick. Yeah, I've just had a shower. I'm gonna get back into bed now and continue sleeping, but I think that like hopefully I'll be able to get up at a more normal time tomorrow. Well, the crazy thing is I got up really early today, but I think it was because I went to sleep at around like 6 maybe, and then woke up at like 9, and I was like, why? Like of all the times to like naturally wake up at 9 a.m. on a fucking Sunday, it's like seriously, what a waste. I actually managed to do some tidying after I woke up again, so like it's almost 12 now, so I've spent the last few hours just like tidying some stuff up and rearranging some things. But yeah, so I'm slowly like clearing my designated mess zones. Yeah, my brain feels pretty fried. I didn't really take that much today because I only took 1/2 tab in the morning and I didn't top up. But I think today was just more about like getting sleep back. Hopefully I wake up tomorrow feeling a little better. I think I might like warm up a heat pack and then get into bed on my electric blanket. Maybe wear some bed socks. Good night. Today is the 4th of August. It's been 2 or 3 days since I moved. Yeah, I moved on the 1st. I'm feeling a lot more refreshed. It's been nice to sleep and breathe properly. I actually tweeted about this. I was like, is the time that it takes for you to get over mold poisoning commensurate to the amount of time that you spent with it? So like kind of like a breakup, how like if you dated for 3 months, you need 6 months to get over it or something. So if I've had mold poisoning for 2 months, then I need 4 months to get over it. I feel loads better today. Yesterday was pretty rough. The day before was pretty rough too. I think I was just really recovering also from being super like worn out from the move. Like my entire body hurts so much. I'm covered in bruises inexplicably. I feel like a lot more alert, which is good. The last couple of days were so rubbish that I have not ordered like groceries online the entire lockdown, even though there were some weeks that I probably should have, because I'm just always aware that there's probably someone who needs it more than me and I don't want to take up a delivery slot. But like the last like week or so, I wasn't eating very well and I was so exhausted, and like with the move and everything, I just thought, look, you're not going to get any better any sooner if you're just eating bread. So if that's what it takes, order some groceries online. So that's what I did, and it's arriving this Lavo. So yeah, it'll be good to have some produce and some toilet paper. Melbourne has just entered stage 4 restrictions, and it's also not too different from how I've just been living in general, I guess. Like I only really leave the house for groceries and like the post office or something. So I'm really glad that I've moved. I still need to do like kind of a deep clean over there. I'll do the clean I think it warrants, but I'm not gonna like go in and like clean mold. Like I'm not doing that. I think I've had enough exposure, so I'm sorry, they're gonna have to get in a professional to bust that mold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really feeling a lot better, I promise. Thanks for letting me just talk at you, because I think that lately, I mean, I don't know if it's like a mood thing or if I've just been especially poorly, but I haven't really felt like talking to anybody. I mean, I think I benefit a lot from talking or putting my thoughts into language, And the best way for me to do that is to externalize it by speaking. At the same time, I don't really feel in the mood to talk to anybody at the moment. I think, yeah, I just feel very irritable, very fragile. Not even fragile, brittle. I feel very brittle. Being in lockdown and living alone may have exacerbated that to an extent, but I just really don't want to talk to anybody, and I don't want anybody to talk to me. I just don't want any of that, but I do also just want to, I guess, verbalize what I'm thinking so that I can put it into some kind of like cohesive order and make sense of it for myself. I think emotionally I've been in like not the best place. Everything feels very overwhelming and overstimulating for me. I just want to focus on like getting this new flat set up. Right now it's at a level of mess which is uncomfortable but not intolerable. Like, it's not new to me because I do live like this anyway. I think I'm going to focus on getting as much fresh air as possible, anything to air out the mold spores. All I know is that I definitely feel better than before, but I also know that it's only been a few days, so I don't anticipate that I'll be like 100%. I think I still feel more of like an allergy response, but I do feel a bit more like clear-headed, and I think I can sort of feel the decks working a bit better. All the fatigue things and excessive sleepiness, that seems very, very, very likely to have been a result of the mold as opposed to the decks, because it's, yeah, I did think that it was extremely weird because it wasn't like I hadn't taken Dex before. Like, obviously it's my first time being prescribed Dex, but you know, I have had some tricky Dex before. It's also not my first time like taking a stimulant or taking a lot of a stimulant. So I've never had that response to a stimulant where I took so much that I got sleepy. So I'm glad that I've more or less sorted that. I will relate that to my psychiatrist and see what she thinks, because I think all things aside, the Dex is actually serving me quite well. I guess I'm just sort of relieved to have a root cause for some of the things that I've been feeling, because I really was thinking it was like, oh, I'm having some kind of adverse reaction to the Dex, and also maybe I have COVID, and then realizing, oh, I don't think it's either of these things. I think it's mold poisoning. So there is that. Most things are pretty set up in this place, like the power is on, obviously. The only thing I'm really waiting on right now is for the Wi-Fi to be connected, which may be a while, but my phone plan is really good. Like, last time I moved, because it was the beginning of lockdown, they gave everyone free, like, unlimited data, which is weird because like everyone's at home, so everyone just has Wi-Fi anyway. Maybe that's why they were like, yeah, everyone have free data because you're not fucking using it. And then this month, they gave me like double my plan. So usually I have 60 gig and they just gave me another 60 gigs. So I'm not too fussed about running out of data. Yeah, how are you guys? How's things? Have you checked your premises for mold lately? Because you should. I was looking back at some of the footage from the old flat and just thinking, I can't believe I let that drag on for so long. Like, I was just feeling like, I just felt like every single cell in my body had been replaced by like lead or something. Like, I was in a state, and when I watch that footage back, I can remember what that felt like. I was like telling one of my dads about it, and he was like, I can't believe you got mold poisoning. And I was like, I have the worst luck. Like, just trust that I would like move into a place and get mold poisoning, you know? Like, that is just my luck. Like, my very first share house, we had mice in the walls chewing away at the asbestos, and the asbestos would leak through the air vents, and then we'd all just be breathing in asbestos. But it was also a heritage listed building. Okay, look, federated, like, colonial Australia is only like a few hundred years old. You don't need to fucking heritage list anything. If you think that you're destroying history, just fucking go back to England and look at a building there, okay? It's making me mad. I was like, there's asbestos in these walls. How the fuck are you letting us live here? And there was like you know, those like pilot lights, like in those gas heaters. It was just like an open flame in the bathroom. I'm pretty sure those are illegal, and if they're not, they really should be. You know, I've had some really bad luck with housing. Yeah, the first year I moved out, I moved 3 times. I've had a lot of housemates short me for rent, for bills. And I think that's what makes me so anal about never doing it to anyone else. Yeah, now I don't have to worry about that because it's all just me. I do like living alone. I do really like living alone, I think. Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't miss being around other people, that's for sure. In fact, if anything, it's made me more of a recluse. The one problem is, when I was clearing out the old place, like this cockroach popped out from nowhere and it was dead. But even though it was dead, I was like so terrified of it. Like I couldn't deal with that. And it was like a dead cockroach. It wasn't even alive. So I ordered a new vacuum cleaner because my old one is extremely rubbish and has like 0 suction. And also it doesn't have like a wide attachment thing. So it's not really going to work super well on the carpet, I think. So I ordered a vacuum cleaner that has like the typical vacuum head, and hopefully the suction on that thing, I've read the reviews, the suction is pretty good. So hopefully that will help me get rid of anything that is trying to attack me in my home. We'll make do. Like there's lots of things that I used to be very, very afraid of that now I'm not as afraid of. Like being alone, and no, I'm still afraid of those. I was gonna say spiders and like, no, I'm still afraid of everything. When it comes down to it, I kind of like, I have my freak out and then I go, okay, what do you want to do? Because no one is here to save your ass. So now you have to deal with this yourself. And then it might take me a while, but I will deal with it. I don't think we're allowed to leave the house for like recreational purposes, like only for an hour max of exercise within 5 kilometers of your house, which is actually quite far. Like 5 kilometers gets me to like IKEA. But I was going to go on a trail walk with my old housemate this weekend, but I think that's about 8k away, so I don't think I can go, which sucks because it's a beautiful trail and we would have been able to distance because it's like outdoors and a big ass trail, and it would have been like a nice chance to like see someone else and like also do some exercise and go for a walk. But I think given the circumstances, it's best to not do that. I feel really good. Like my mood feels really good today. I think in part because like I've done pretty much everything that I need to do for the house. I wrote a list. I feel really good, and I'm suspicious. Was all of that just mold poisoning? It's hard to believe. I never thought of mold as like particularly malignant. Like I guess like I'm just sort of like, if mold takes back what it owns, then like all power to it. Like mold will outlive us all. Long live mold. I think I'm just like not ready to die that way, you know? Like of all the ways to go, like for nature to take back, I think like I would love to get like eaten by a shark or something, but then I would worry that if I got eaten by a shark, then people would hunt down the shark and hurt the shark, and I really don't want that to happen. But yeah, but I love sharks. Like I would let a shark eat me, like go nuts. Shark war. Anyway, mold, it just seems, it's also so slow. Like it really like, it was very insidious. But I have respect for mold. I just don't really want it in my lungs, slowly sapping the life out of me. Like one big violent encounter that wipes me out for good, I'm happy with. Something that takes months upon months upon months upon years to slowly destroy your brain and your respiratory system, not so much. It's like, get on with it. Do you want me to die or not? I feel good, and I hope that you are feeling good too. And if not, check your house for mold. My internet's been connected. It's like, I've been here a few days. That's so fast. Tangerine, I love you guys. And they were like the cheapest as well. Like, I appreciate that. Like, you're doing well. You're not the fastest internet. In fact, you're pretty slow. Yeah, actually, you kind of suck. But for the money that I'm paying, I'm not mad. I feel very energetic. I didn't end up having my second dose of Dex for today. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I'm just kind of a mess at the moment, but I'm sort of letting myself like recalibrate and recover from mold poisoning. I don't know. I feel so much better mood-wise. It's actually crazy how depressed I was over there. I think that was like the worst symptom. And then now I'm getting a lot of like respiratory stuff, like real like hay fever kind of reaction. Anyway, I'm just gonna like shut up and like go to bed. Good night. So it's starting to get dark, as you can see, and I realized because I have Wi-Fi now, I was so excited because I have Wi-Fi, which means I can set up my Google Home. Because as soon as it gets dark, my instinct is to be like, hey Google, turn on the light. And I just haven't had that for a few days. I mean, it's only been a few days. I'm pretty lucky, like the internet got set up pretty fast. Yeah, I'm fucking thrilled, man. Like I want to set it up right now. This is like the best day of my life. How you been? Where should I put you? All right, welcome home. I know you're still sorting yourself out. Take your time, baby. Okay, not that long. Gee. Hey Google, turn on the light.